Welcome back everyone. Today we're talking about AF8, Retirement Income Planning. Let's start with an overview. This is a level 6 exam which requires at least 150 study hours. On successful completion you can get 30 CII credits and it's coursework only. So the AF8 Retirement Planning exam is about developing and demonstrating your ability to break down complex tasks into bite-sized chunks, improvise and shift strategies to meet different types of advice. Instead of the usual multiple choice or written exam papers that you've probably got used to by now, AF8 is assessed by way of 3 written coursework assignments. The first 2 are typically 2,500 words and the third is usually around 3,000 words. The enrolment for AF8 lasts for 12 months and you have to submit each assignment within a maximum timescale. So assignment 1 needs to be completed and submitted within 3 months of enrolment, assignment 2 within 6 months, and assignment 3 within 9 months. Because of this, some people may see it as the easy option, but it most certainly is not. It's just a different option. So what's the objective? As per the CII website, the objective of AF8 is to develop and demonstrate the advanced skills needed for advising on income planning to those in and approaching retirement. The increasing complexities of retirement planning have resulted in an increase in the number of people seeking advice, many of whom have absolutely no previous experience in the advice or investment market. In response to this, the Chartered Insurance Institute, the CII, in consultation with the Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA, developed this specific qualification. So let's talk about the study text. As with all the other CII exams, you get a study text when you enrol in this course. The study text focuses on the main areas of the advice process for people at the point of retiring and for those already in retirement. It starts with a broad overview of the current retirement planning landscape, which should be the basis for any advice, aiming to build your knowledge by taking you through the many aspects of the planning process. The chapters after this cover the analysis of needs and circumstances, the key financial planning tools and the available strategies, both pension and non-pension. The integration of estate and later life planning aspects into the overall retirement income strategy is considered in the final 2 chapters. So what's the assessment like? As I said before, it's 3 written coursework assignments, each typically between 2,000 to 3,000 words. For purchases on or after the 17th of the 12th, 2020, 12-month enrolment is required with assignments due at 3, 6 and 9 months. The pass rate for those completing the unit in full is currently 73.3% and the pass mark is 50%. So what are the learning outcomes? There's only one learning outcome for AF8 and I quote, "At the end of this unit, candidates should be able to advise clients on income planning approaching and during retirement, including later life." The CII assume that the candidate already has the knowledge gained from a study of pensions and retirement planning from RO4. If you've not yet done that one, definitely make sure you have a look at it and check out my video on this one that I've already done. So let's have a look at some FAQs. Who is AF8 for? Basically, any CII member who wants 30 credits towards achieving chartered status. It's ideal if the stress of a written exam is just not for you, because you have the 12 months to complete the 3 assignments that you submit online, so you never need to go near an exam hall. But please don't regard this as an easy option. It isn't. Unless you've already completed AF6, it's a very different experience. What's at the core of this unit? So the title of AF8 is Retirement Income Planning, so there is likely to be limited content about pension accumulation. It's highly likely to primarily focus on decumulation. For example, you shouldn't need to know too much about pension input periods, but topics such as lifetime allowance, transitional protections, and the various flexible pension benefits may well come up. But AF8 isn't just about pension planning. There are 4 elements and only 1 directly relates to pensions. The other 3 areas are estate planning and later life issues, financial planning tools such as cash flow planning, asset allocation and risk profiling, client objectives, income and expenditure, assets and liabilities, and tax planning. How easy is AF8? Well, the current pass rate is a relatively high 71.5%. If you compare this to AF1, which is the hardest AF exam, that only has a pass rate of 44%. But the pass rate is based on the percentage of people that finish and submit all 3 assignments. It does not include those who fail to finish. So in practice, the percentage of people that pass AF8 will actually be much lower compared to those that started it. All 3 AF assignments need a mark of 50% or more to pass. But there is a note of caution. There is limited study support available from commercial providers for AF8. The CII provide materials, but other training providers aren't able to provide you with direct support on the specific assignments you are given. The assignments must be your own work without assistance. So in other words, any other support is likely to only be generic. Because of this, you must make yourself familiar with the CII plagiarism video. Top tips for AF8. Number 1, start early. With only 12 months to complete the 3 assignments, it sounds like a breeze, but this actually isn't the case. This is because once you've submitted your assignment, the CII could take up to 40 days to mark and return it. 40 days for each assignment of 3 assignments. That could be 120 days of just waiting to get a mark back, which is a third of the year. But the sensible approach would be to not submit your 2nd or 3rd assignment until you've received the results from your previous assignment to make sure that you're on the right track. This means that you need to start quickly and be structured in how you approach these assignments. Tip 2. Finish early. The 12-month timescale starts when you enter the exam and it finishes once you've passed your final assignment. If you submit your 3rd assignment after 11.5 months and you don't pass it, you have no time then to resubmit it, and so you will just fail it. Tip number 3, know how the assignments are marked. So 30% of the marks are based on your knowledge of the subject, 60% on analysis and application, 5% on structure, and 5% for demonstrating wider reading and using examples. Tip number 4, show your analysis. Over half the marks are awarded for analysing and applying knowledge. This means that you must link your knowledge to the scenarios you are given. A good way to demonstrate this is by showing the benefits and drawbacks of something. Tip 5, read the assignments closely. If it asks you to assess or evaluate, this is the part of the advice process between the fact-finding meeting and going back to the client with your recommendations. So you need to look at what the client's got, what they haven't got, and what the shortfall is. Don't go into making recommendations at this point, as you haven't been asked to, and you won't get marks if you do. Tip number 6, link your answers back to the client. 60% of the marks are given for your analysis and applying your knowledge, so you won't pass unless you use the information provided in the fact find document. Make sure you read the assignment and then read the fact find and ask yourself, how can I use this information? It's been provided for a reason, so don't just give generic answers. Provide solutions to the problems. Tip number 7, demonstrate your wider reading. Make sure that you show lots of citations and wider reading, ideally 9 or more relevant examples. Quoting material from the study text is unlikely to impress the examiners, but do use web links, either those provided in the text or from your own research. Tip number 8, use the CII specimen assignments. This is an absolute must, and they provide great examples of what to do and what not to do. They are the best way of understanding what your assignments should look like. Tip number 9, use your word count plus 10%. Each assignment will state a maximum number of words, but you are allowed to go 10% over without being penalised, so make sure that you do. You'll give yourself the best possible chance of passing if you use as much information as possible, as long as it's relevant to what you're being asked. Number 10, this might sound obvious, but don't cheat. You need to be really clear on how the CII define plagiarism. Exchanging notes with other people who are also sitting AF8 or copying material without referencing it may fall foul of this. Next time you get a CII magazine through the post, notice how many people have been disciplined for plagiarism across the range of CII exams. They can and do catch people out. Some things to be aware of. So where candidates regularly underperform in the AF8 assignments is in the application and analysis point. This is because they don't understand what is required and what the examiner is testing. What commonly happens is that candidates, particularly resubmitters, start off on the wrong foot in relation to the case studies and then leave it too late to get the help they need in order to pass. This costs time and money. If you do fail an assignment, it can be resubmitted a maximum of 2 times, or you can ask for it to be reviewed, but there will be an additional charge for this. And if you don't complete all the assignments within the 12-month time frame, you will have to start all over again. Preparation really is the key for this qualification. Avoid getting caught up in the last-minute panic of not getting your last assignment submitted in time, and start as you mean to go on. I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll see you next time.